The Corporate Files, The Grid, Part 2, All is Mental. Now, one of the difficult things about communicating in the Earth avatar realm is that the sense of separation between each avatar seems intense. The false perceptions that fortify the illusions of time and space are elaborately decorated and celebrated in the mind and in the external. This attenuates an already strained sense of insecurity and isolation, so avatars all want to be complete. And in the awareness that says we must do to survive, the need for completion is expressed as a need for concrete specificity, and it involves a lot of intellectual sloppiness. We become very imprecise and quite willing to hold certain ideas as fixed, to suspend, reconfigure, or ignore the unknown, and then actually make conclusions and plans. We force continuity onto time as well by bringing our past into our present, enabling a repetition of the history that led us to where we still are. As a collective, are we not like a small child determined to have its way? And while this need not be seen as an errant quality, the small child may hurt itself as it runs with scissors through a bed of toys. Disarming the child is then prudent. So we, for example, are attuned to certain specificity, communication structures, is and are. Using such definitive words in a non-right-minded way can be sources of distortion. These are blocks to the communication flow of the grid. Bottom line is that the sense of separation seems very intense for the Earth avatar, and that's by design. That is not an accident. It is not designed to hurt you or make your life especially cruel, but you participated in the selection of the design protocol for your specific avatar, and you've just instantiated into it. And with most, donned identities are in mirrored alignment with what would yield the most isolated and differentiated self it could imagine. Typical identity archetypes include bullies, victims, and heroes, where most find themselves in each version at some point in their dream. It doesn't matter if you have other names for these things, you get the idea. At any point during the process, you are welcome to exit the program. Death, however, is not an exit. Death is actually part of the avatar program. Beings occupying avatars are asleep, so all they need do to exit is to simply wake up. Exiting always involves the recognition that one is not an avatar. It also involves multidimensional identity deconstructions. Your mind will take these steps for you, given your willingness to wake up. What I'm doing here in these corporate files and the Nashimoto files is actually revealing the exit. And as we move towards the exit, it is very important to understand that you're actually going to be benefiting. Your life will be harmonizing. You'll be moving into a friendlier role in all of your relationships. A more loving, a more gentle, a more compassionate relationship with yourself will naturally become an outcome of this process. It is also very important for human avatars in particular because they end up getting the sense of completion that they had been seeking the whole time. It makes them better at everything they do. And this, as far as the corporate world is concerned, is a big, big win-win for everybody. The mind is not linear. The mind is a nonlinear and abstract notion. And when it seems like you're in a concrete form, like an avatar, things are quite specific, hardly abstract. Even our language in English seems highly sophisticated and broken down into lots of details. Now, when I say sophisticated, I'm not necessarily saying useful. I'm also not necessarily saying intelligent. And I'm not really telling you that language in itself is your guide. It is important at this level of understanding, while you seem in duality, to really recognize the difference between right and wrong-mindedness. And one way to do that is simply by detaching from words. So let's give you a reason to not take words too seriously. This will give you a lighter state of mind to have while unlearning. Go to the grid, part 3.